Welcome to Muse and Tech Podcast. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Muse and Tech. I'm your host, Delia, and today, just like every week, or at least time to time, we are here to lift each other up. So this is the space where we keep it real, where we can talk about our dreams, doubts, and doing the actual work and finding your unique path in tech and with tech. So today I'm thrilled to introduce our guest, and her name is Shayma Kurz. Founder and CEO of digital advice consulting company, Shayma's journey is nothing short of inspiring. From starting out as a computer engineer to rising as a corporate leader at Mercedes-Benz, and also scaling the tech startup focused on fuel efficiency, and now running her own firm. So she launched her first business during the pandemic and has since dedicated her work to helping organizations embrace AI, while also empowering women to build bold careers in business and with the purpose. So hello, Shayma.
Hi, Dalia. It's a pleasure to have me on your podcast today.
It's amazing. It's truly wonderful to have you here. It's the energy between us. It's something in the air, you know?
Yeah, I can feel it.
Great. So Shaima, can you just tell us how your journey began and how you how to into tech and with tech business?
Yes, so basically, I was born in Afghanistan and I was 6 years old when I entered actually Ukraine. And later we moved to Germany. And at this phase, I was starting like my refugee life. And what people doesn't know that yes, I had a very not easy start in my life, in my career, even as a child, because if you're moving from one country to another country, it brings a lot of instability. But this instability gives me place, for getting resilient, getting really adaptable, and learning new languages, finding new homes, finding new friends. So there's a lot of uncertainties that you go through. And how I really started to pursue computer engineering. It was because my desktop didn't work at that time and it was crashed always. And that's the start of my career of computer engineering. So I went in and studied for 4 years in Germany, in Stuttgart. And yes, I was finished with my computer engineering, and I was one of three other females who studied, and the rest of us been only male.
What I'm hearing your story and it looks like in the movie. In what years you finish your degree?
I finished my degree 2010. So it's now, yeah, more than 15 years actually. Yeah, it was really amazing experience to be honest, because the first semester wasn't easy. So I failed literally in each and every subject which I started because I had no idea what is developing or to develop. So that was a journey where I was like, okay, I was maybe two girls out of the entire time, like at the university, and all the rest of the guys and females, they either they developed something in their hobbies or they came from schools which parents were supporting them. They had already a passion for it. So for me, it was like, okay, I failed in all four subjects. So how am I going to continue further? And I said, like, I'm not going to give up. I love it because I'm very passionate about math in general. And I was supporting always my siblings at home. And I was also like a small engineer at my home as well, besides all my other siblings as well. So I was always taking the screwdriver and I was like, okay. So basically, I said, I'm going to hit that. So, yes, in the second semester, I was dedicating very much of my time, learned maybe those who were already familiar with the space, they had maybe less time for preparing, but for me, it took a bit more time. Yes, but I was one of couple of girls, like at the end of the university, who really made it. And going back and to see also my classmates or students during this time, I came very far, far, far from all those who was even at this time laughing at me.
What the key moment or realization got you to where you are today? Because I can see that this is the time to ask you this question.
The realization came like what kind of impact I want to leave behind me, or what is my legacy in one day where I want to look back. And I was always that person who was like a giver. And I said, like, I went through a lot of challenges during the corporate world as well, for example, leading tech projects or moving forward. I always find that moment that I said, "Hey, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger." And I find my, let's say, my North Star of my life. And I want to support a lot of females in order, like to being empowered. We are actually empowered, but sometimes we don't have the right sponsors behind us. We don't know how to get within an organization the right people in order to support you within your career, or finding the right mentors or peers. And that moment was for me like, okay, I didn't have this kind of support, but I want to support as much as possible and make easier for those females or young females who are even coming right now, and giving them the right guidance.
It's really inspiring. I'm just curious. I know that everyone we have self doubts, and especially where we are going to another different stages of our lives, or I don't know, different positions, different projects, and always is challenging. So how you are dealing with self-doubts, for example, maybe imposter syndrome? What is your secret? How you overcome that?
Absolutely. I think each woman in this area, or in any areas as well, having this kind of imposter syndrome within us. How I overcame, it's a very good question, because it took me a very long time to overcome that. So when I started actually to run a tech project in data and analytics area within Mercedes-Benz, there I learned really how to navigate complex projects, navigating cultures, understanding people. So it's not just a tech, but it's also people orientated. So how do you, breaking between two countries, the challenges which you have, how can you navigate it? So for me, it was like, okay, that was my first biggest challenge, and I went that very smooth by understanding the people very much. So I was like really giving them the right support, understanding their questions, really listen to understand what is behind this person. And then one of my directors said, like, if you're running a project very simply, I think it's not really tough. So there's no challenging. And I was smiling, and I said, I was smiling, yes. And I said, like, it's not the case. It's how I actually run the project without making a big noise. So that was
This is
my
the
first,
real power.
yes, that was my first, let's say, imposter syndrome, by having the understanding, okay, I did a really impact, even though someone didn't appreciate it maybe. But for me, it was a milestone of my career. So I did something for myself. And even without even having this fears inside, I'm not going to make it. But the secret was I was believing in myself, and I was continuing delivering from time to time, even though I had a lot of challenges. So the secret for every woman, I would say, is believing in yourself and also taking for yourself the place, find your own place and raise also your own voice. Don't wait that someone else will come and
Ask.
ask you, please, Shaima, or have this leadership role or take this specific challenge and grow. I think it's for us, first of all, to understand who I am and what am I really capable of? And if you know your why, your core capabilities, I think this is the key moment how you can really overcome the imposter syndrome.
Totally agree. And I can add that every time you have to break some walls, I think so. And every time you have to believe in yourself when nobody else don't believe in you. And sometimes, for people who are seeing you from the side, they don't know what is inside, and they don't know where are you going. A lot of negative can be comments, but it doesn't matter if you know, or at least you know the direction. Maybe you don't know the details about your project or the visions, but you know that something bigger is waiting for you. This is kind of just need to ignore, believe, and just go through that. Totally, how I would usually doing that.
I think it's very important for females specifically because a man mostly always know because even from a childhood, so I'm having two boys. So I'm always very much empowering them, saying, "Yeah, you're doing a very great job." So one of my son is just staying in his class, and he never presented something, but he's speaking out and loud, like he's like a born leader. And it's
Amazing.
like, wow. So I wish sometimes for going back to be at this age and having this inner self-confidence, which we as women don't have due to circumstances, because I don't have a girl, but I see also in my family we're having girls. Girls are in general shy. So just from nature itself, this is what I see. So
Yeah.
for this reason, we need to enable them, we need to support them, we need to push them, we need to guide them through these difficulties, even being a mom or having friends. So we need to uplift each and taking this jealousy out.
Yeah, it is very key moment you said that.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we overcame all of us through this time. So we learned, and this is where we both currently staying, being grounded, knowing ourselves, who we are, what are we capable of, and how can we actually nurture the next generation.
It is. And this is, I think, all parents, the biggest goal to make the better version of yourself. So I think we are doing the great job.
We always try our best to the stage that we know. I would say always.
So just to ask, how you overcome the difficult times, because we all have that moments, and maybe not everyone can see that, but usually we still have to go through. So how are you doing that?
I think it's the faith, resilient, believing in myself. I think for me, because I'm a person who wakes up very early in the morning. So I'm wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. The first thing what I'm doing is praying. So I'm constantly praying. Try to do it 5 times a day, but at least 3 times a day I'll try to make it. And the first one is wake up, the discipline, praying, and then finding also my own faith during these last let's say 16, 17 years of my life. And what really supports me was not giving up. I started like to learn getting resilient. Like if I was at the early stage of my career, when I was staying outside and doing holding a presentation, I was literally sweating in my side. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. So everybody is going to judge me based on my language, based on my look, based on whatever you could think of as a young woman. Today, I don't care what someone else think out of me or judge me because I know who I am. I know through which difficult times I went in my life. I know what I build now, and this is giving me actually the strength to continue and giving it because we will never find people that you could make happy. So you will be always finding someone outside who may not be at the same values, same way, same religious, same passion, same, like having even the same hobbies. So you need to find your own space. I said your own North Star. Because based on that, you can actually release also the judge from outside. We need to learn to find the inner peace within us because this is something which really help us to navigate each challenge or each difficulties which we go through the time that we build something for us.
Totally agree. And probably for the ladies, especially, we have to notice that we don't have to do everything or be, how say it, just need to make the correct priorities and then how say just follow that. Because, for example, when I realize that I'm not the hero and I don't have to do everything and each and everything, then it's like I release my time. Obviously, how is it? We are growing and we are still learning some skills. But for me, probably it was the to book time slot for myself.
That's very important, to know, okay, this is the time when I'm very like going to 180. But here I know that my capability or my energy is now low. I need now to take the rest in order to recover and being able to be back 100% for the team or for family or in which area you are.
Totally agree. So, just probably we can talk and talk in this kind of conversation because even before we have a call, so we can't stop sharing. But for ladies or the woman who just started, what would be the first step you would recommend?
The first step is believing in yourself, in your capabilities. So that's the important part. And even though you have these fears and doubts within yourself, you need to work on it. You need to prove it for yourself and remember it so that you did, for example, you delivered a project and that's actually the result what you did, for example, right? So you need to constantly bringing it up to your brain, to the memory that you did and you delivered and you did a great job because maybe someone else wouldn't be able to do it. The second advice which I would give to any women or aspiring leader, don't stay in environments where people are not valuing you, your values, and your competency, because it's just a waste of time that you are trying constantly to, um, to um, prove yourself, although you did it. Because if someone has this one image of you, it takes ages to take it out. So don't waste your time and start even. And the third advice which I would give, start even something which is imperfectly. I mean, we as women, we tend always to be perfectionist. So we need to overdo. We need to improve and polish and bringing the diamond out so that it's shiny and glory. No, just start small, and even if you're having the downs, and even if you fail the first time, the second time, but the third, fourth, fifth, it will go along. And every time, even if we do mistakes, we should learn from that.
Totally agree. How's it from probably in the whole conversation? I'm just repeating. Totally agree. Totally agree. Uh, About the perfect image or perfect project or about the perfect task. Sometimes even, not for me or just I can see the ladies how they are working on the project and they just even when it's new thing, not the old thing, but when it's new thing. So they just starting make everything perfect. But just need to realize that after a few times it will be more perfect than you did that before. So just start it.
I know for the fact because I went through that. I was this I was in the perfect person, like who's always like to bring everything perfectly on, let's say, on the table. But I learned like it's 80-20. If it's 80 enough, then it's 80 enough. I don't need to do 100%. But I
Yeah.
always aiming to deliver 100%. But we need to distinct between when do I have to really bring up the 100% and when is also enough just to deliver the 80%.
It is. We have to realize, or just how say to compare the time priorities and the value which we will get back probably. So this is the thing. I think we all went through that perfect stage.
We tend to polish the diamond as much as possible, but I think the more we polish it, it's not going more shinier nor brighter. It's we should use that in a different way.
It is. It is. What do you think? You still can see the possibilities in this technology age, probably, and how you think what is the best ways to start earning online?
It's a great question because when I was starting, like during the pandemic, to run my own e-commerce tableware shop, I was just starting to learn a new thing because it was my passion. For example, I love when I get guests. I love to decorate the table like you are the king. When my guests are coming to my place, and I was always getting the compliment, Shayma, wow, I feel really here welcome. And I love it. And I made this passion into an e-commerce online shop. So what I would suggest to anyone who wants to earn something online, leveraging your existing skills. So whatever, if you're a teacher or if you are a coach, starting just by using the knowledge that you have and run it in online, create something digital out of it. So where people can start to learn a knowledge from your area of expertise, because the knowledge that you have might someone else not having, or the experience that you're going through that someone else might not having, and it would help someone else out there. And then using also like platforms like LinkedIn, Upwork for freelancer who can really go and earn small, but it can scale.
What mindset shift made biggest difference in your growth? Is it correct the way to ask?
Very good question. I think shifting from I need permission to create my own opportunities. So once I stopped waiting for someone to validate me, everything changed. So I became a proactive, not reactive person anymore because nobody will come and giving you that space. So you don't need to wait for a permission. So you need to own that by yourself. By, for example, if you're starting to building your own company, you can't wait that someone else will come and ask about your services, right? What kind of services you're offering? So you need to own that. So you need to go to find your customers, right? How are you going to do it? By going to express about to deliver what you are able to do it, right? So if I would wait in a corner and that someone else would find my company, no, you have to own that. You have to take the responsibility and then taking out and going and um realizing it.
It is. It's sometimes, how is it again, thought, uh, ladies, especially women, waiting for the permission. We have that. I don't know from where and why, but we have to overcome that. It's like, it's a disaster when you in the begin. I remember in the beginning of the journey, just waiting when somebody will confirm that you are enough.
Yes, that's the point, right? I mean, it will never someone will come and because what is inside you, only you know exactly, right? And then no one else can know better than what is going in your mind and the challenges that you're going or how you overcome. So for this, we shouldn't wait for getting this permission. We just need to go out and own that.
Totally. Totally. I hope that our who will listen will take that into consideration because it's a very powerful phrase, I think. So don't wait confirmation or permission, just own that. And tell me about your business. What are you doing? How everything is going and how you helping probably the businesses?
What I'm doing, like a digital advice consulting, we are providing AI readiness assessment for companies and small, medium-sized companies, startups, or even corporate as well to enable them towards AI adoption. On the other side, we are helping them to upskill the workforce by providing the right AI trainings to the employees itself. So that's one of my core businesses. The second one is enabling a lot of females to step out and building their own confidence by providing leadership trainings, workshops, and to build and provide them like in the market like better positions as well. So my aim is actually to nurture as much as possible those females who wants to step into the leadership roles in STEM area, but they are having a lot of these imposter syndrome. They don't have clarity. They don't have this confidence to go and speaking in the public. So these kind of activities I'm providing as well. For corporate, I'm providing leadership trainings for individuals, mentoring programs towards leadership. And the last one is mentoring startups.
Wow, it's the huge one. Intensive one, I believe so.
Yes, it's very intensive, but the best part is here because I have this diversity. Because if it comes to startup mentoring, I'm having like every time a different company, a different project, different product. It helps me actually to learn and to grow for myself. But on the other side, I'm helping them to grow within the go-to-market strategy or finding the right partner, maybe sometimes advisors, and many, many, many other aspects as well.
Okay, I'm just curious because AI now is a huge thing, and every hour I think so something is happening on the world. I've just give up to trying to catch it up, but just thinking. Sometimes people think, or for example, even in the organization, they just somehow believe that the AI will change, how say, change the person. What do you think about this? This?
I think AI is not going, one thing what I can definitely say, it's not going to replace us. So it will never being able to replace a human itself. What I would say AI is supporting us. For me, it's like technology was always an enabler. And I see it the same way also with AI. It enables me by being more efficient, being more precise, being more, I would say, future relevant. And I think those people who are very much fearing towards AI and not touching the place, they are going to be replaced. My message is actually to everyone who really are having doubts or having fear to use the technology. Start, like, I'm just giving now very small, simple example. If you're starting just using the open AI tools like ChatGPT, let's say, and if you just start every day just to learn how to prompt correctly, you, as a woman, as an individual, you add value already to the system. And in 1 year, or like in 365 days, you will be learning that much, which you wouldn't be able before that. And I'm seeing a lot of, specifically now females, they are so powered running their businesses in areas which none of us would think before. When
Amazing.
I'm mentoring like the startups, I see a lot of areas which people are really, really using it as an advantage rather than replacement.
What is usually the pain points of the organization when they have the AI course? Probably the efficiency is supposed to be the key thing,
Key element,
or is it?
yes. So there are many aspects, but one of the aspects of AI is how can we be during the day efficient? So, like the manual jobs, I'm saying myself, right? In the past, I was sitting and writing my emails. So,
Yeah, we all.
yeah, manually, you have to sit behind, you need the time to read, to run, to prove. So what I did is, like, last Saturday, I spending like 2 hours to build my own agent who is reading my emails and providing me the right answer, and I'm just confirming or revising it and then sending it back. So this is like just a small example. As a small boutique consulting, I can't be running everything at the same time. So I need to build my company in a way that is very efficient, but also being able to deliver the projects that I have.
Yeah. Okay. Probably after recording, I will ask for the the extra session for the email.
Yeah, definitely. Why not?
It's like I don't know why the emails is usually that painful. It's just somehow it's stuck in the mind. I remember even I was for many years chief marketing officer in organizations, and it's like the email thing you have to dedicate the time slot.
Yes, it is. When I open, having specific time slot where I really work on my mailbox. In the past, I'm getting 100 emails per day. So how can it is, and then I know for the fact when I was working with Mercedes-Benz, my CIO, Dr. Sigmar Haase, he was getting triple that. And in bigger corporate organizations, you have dedicated secretary who is going through your emails and helping you to organize yourself. So these kind of things will be now way easier. It will be filtered for you. It will be revised for you. And the agents are even able to block for you in your calendar the task that you wouldn't be able to do it before. It's just
Yeah.
streamlining, and I am an AI enthusiast. So for me, if you ask, don't use that, I was like, I would be really frustrated.
Just about the woman empowering. What is the usually the pain points why they can't move forward, or where we usually stuck? How's it? You still have aggregate data according this.
I think it's it's their own self. It's the person itself holding herself from moving forward. That's where I always see in a lot of discussions. Even though I mean we have difficulties, we have challenges, but there are stopping them to move forward by saying, I am going to fail. I will not be able to do it. But once they overcome this fear, I say, there are suddenly, wow, I couldn't imagine. Hey, thank you, Shai. It was so amazing. I think what we maybe need as a woman, that's not enough to say you're good enough. It's maybe also giving them, even from childhood to the females, I would say, a belief in their own. They are enough as a woman already, just in this planet. Believing in their own capability, the way how they are. That's, I think, the best thing that someone could grow up with it.
Wonderful. My even voice probably went down because I'm truly believe that is so true what you did say.
Of course, come on. And I was, to be honest, one thing which I really want to mention, and this is something what I want to really reach a broader audience. My best advice is to each female, please don't judge any other woman outside in a negative way, because you don't know how many challenges this person went through, how many struggles this person went through. And if she's reaching this place, just be happy for the others, and don't be jealous.
So I'm just, that kind of type that, for example, I truly believe, truly believe that for every human being, it's enough space under the sun.
But this jealousy comes from insecurity.
It is. It is.
Because I went through this space that a lot of female were uh, jealous in a way to me. And I couldn't understand it in the past, but I went through it, so I know why they are jealous. So therefore, I'm saying, please stop doing it, because you doing have a lot of impact on others.
But for example, I don't know why just in the last month I was talking about jealousy. I'm not the jealous person.
Me neither. So if I can support someone, then more than happy. And I was never this kind of person, like. This jealousy brings just negative energy to myself. So I was very happy for that person, regardless if it's a male or if it's a woman, man or woman, because I was like, hey, they deserve it. They went through I don't know what, but this is the place where they earned it right now. And the life is never fair sometimes. We just need
Yeah.
to make the right decisions and the right steps toward the direction that we want to go through. I mean, I have 5 further siblings. And one thing which my father and my mother was teaching us, she said, even though you are siblings, but you need to learn from each other to grow into the next stage of your life. So if you can support, or if you can uplift each other, do it. It's not knowing something is not a shame, but not asking is something a shame, because you don't ask, but you are finger pointing someone.
Okay, so Shayma, how our listeners and our ladies can find you, on which platform, and how they can start to communicate with you?
There are many ways, yes. I mean, they can connect with me via LinkedIn, because there I am constantly active, and they can visit me through my company website, which is, I mean, maybe you can share that as well in the podcast. And I'd love to connect and support more women stepping into their next chapter of their life, because I'm providing the mentoring programs. And now recently I started also to be active on Instagram.
Wow.
So now I'm going to build on Instagram the audience as well, because I was mainly the last 1.5 year very much dedicated on LinkedIn. And I think there's also a lot of possibilities on Instagram to reach bigger audience specifically for females, like leadership and mentoring.
It is. And I'm inviting for everyone who needs to mentorship or support. I believe that Shayma is the best person who can lead you to the bigger goals.
Oh, thank you. I hope I'm working very close with a lot, and for me, like to see someone in a leadership role, it's not just, like having a number or or I reach my goal towards my company growth. For me, it's really a mission to see that female rising and she's successful and find the place that she was dreaming for it. That's my mission.
Amazing. So our podcast is going to end, unfortunately. I would like to talk with Shaima more and more, but it was truly wonderful to have you here with us today. I hope you enjoy as well as much I did.
I enjoyed that very much, very much. And thank you, Dalia, again for reaching each other in a way which I wouldn't imagine before. So I'm very happy that we get, I mean, you are sitting in Lithuania, I'm sitting
Lithuania.
here, and I'm sitting here in Dubai with 44 degrees and hot and summer here. And we're having this such great conversation. And I hope there's a lot of females outside inspired and reaching both of us. And if they're looking for a person who's really went through this transformation from being a refugee into the corporate world and stepping out and running a startup company and building her own company, more than happy to mentor and tutor them in a way that's possible.
Amazing. Thank you. And for rest of us, I hope you enjoy as well our conversation because we did. Please share with a friend who might need inspiration. And don't forget to follow Muse in Tech for more real stories, tips, and encouragement. So until the next time, and still keep believing, keep building, keep moving, and keep shining your light. And thank you so much, and talk to you soon. Thanks for listening, beautiful souls. Don't forget to like, follow, and share, and visit us at museintech.com. Until next time.